Hi, how are you today? I'm Roy Huseman with Equipment Zone, and this tutorial is going to be going over how to maintain your speed treater properly so you have consistent sprays out of your nozzle, okay? So the things that you need to purchase would be Simple Green, all-purpose cleaner. There are a few different types. Make sure that you get the normal all-purpose cleaner. The other thing is canned air. Any brand is fine. You do have your clogging no more and glass jar. Again, you do have an alignment tool that goes with the speed treater, which I'll show you that in a moment. And you have a wrench to untighten and tighten your nozzle. You also received an additional 17-inch nozzle and a 12-inch nozzle that's in a plastic bag. A couple more washers, and another brass pressurized filter that goes in with the nozzle. If you refer back to the manual, it does show you how to assemble that with some pictures, but it's very easy to do. You basically put your washer on top of that one filter. You have your nozzle, you stick it into the nut with the other washer in between the filter and the nozzle, okay? So basically what tends to happen after a short amount of time is that the nozzle will start clogging and not spraying properly. So you get uneven spray, like thick lines, light lines, what have you, blotchiness. You want to go ahead and make sure that you swap out your filter and your nozzle at that point. And at that point, you're going to put it in the clogging no more, okay? On your day-to-day, you are going to use a cup of a flushing solution, which I will go through in a moment. But on the nozzle and filter you put in the clogging no more, that will be in there for a period of time, could be a couple weeks before you start having issues with the nozzle that you've now put in there. And then when you take it out of this solution, being that it is a citrus oil-based solution, it's very difficult to wash it out properly. A lot of people will tend to throw it back in the machine and start running pre-treat through it, and that will cause an issue. It'll start clogging it almost immediately. So what you want to do is rinse this out thoroughly with water for about 30 seconds. You could throw it in a cup with water in it if you'd like, and then after that go ahead and submerge it into 100% Simple Green, just enough in a cup to cover it for about 15 minutes or so, and that'll break down anything that the clogging no more pulled out of the filter, and then rinse it thoroughly with water using your canned air to spray it off periodically as you're rinsing it, and then those will be ready to go back into the machine, okay? Your daily maintenance of your nozzle, you'll be taking it out at the end of the day. So you'll go ahead and pull your tub out of the machine, and you're going to use a wrench to untighten your nozzle. We'll go ahead and show you a picture of this in a moment. So once I take the nozzle out, and I got my nut, I can set that to the side, throw it in my cup, and I'm going to make a mixture of distilled water and Simple Green. So basically you get a gallon of distilled water, and it says on the manual to put about a half a cup in here, but that is a little bit more than you need. If you'd like to do that, you can, but an ounce is actually sufficient, or a shot glass worth of Simple Green. And that will be your mixture for flushing your machine. So at this point, my daily soak of my nozzle and filter will be the same solution. So I'll let this sit overnight, make sure no pre-treat dries in it and starts clogging it. And then in the morning when I start to use my machine, I'll go ahead and put that back in, which I'll go through in a minute. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and remove my pre-treat by pulling both my hoses out of solution, but keeping them in the bottle, holding my purge button until both hoses are somewhat empty, I will then grab an empty container to put my exit hose into. And then I have my filtered part will go into the other container. So at this point, I will hold my purge button until the exit or outline turns clear from flushing all the solution out of the machine. And I also have all that excess coming out of where the nozzle was. Okay. So I would just go ahead and leave this overnight this way when I'm flushing it. You don't necessarily, a lot of people are lazy. It's good to do this if you're not going to be using the machine for a couple days. I don't recommend leaving pre-treating it in it longer than 3 days in a row. So you want to at least flush it every 3 days minimum. You always want to keep either pre-treat or water in it, the flushing liquid in it. If you let the pump go dry, the rubber assembly in there may start drying out, getting hard, and then it'll have an issue pumping. So basically in the morning, what I would be doing is I'm going to go ahead and take my nozzle out of my liquid. Okay. You can use a towel here. Put these on real quick. Then I have my cap, so I'll go ahead and put my nozzle in there. My gasket, my other filter, and go ahead and put the other ring on there. Go ahead and pull my tray out. So I'm going to hold this with my finger to keep it from falling apart. Stick it up underneath the hole where this goes. And again, we'll show you a photo of where this goes in. Okay. Once I hand tighten it, I'm going to keep my nozzle a little bit to where when I tighten it all the way. So I'm going to use my wrench. So I'm going to give it a quarter turn. Then I'm going to use my alignment tool. Now my alignment tool basically just slides right up on the nozzle, and that allows me to make sure that it's parallel to the machine. So when it sprays forward and back, I got a nice spray, even spray, okay? If you don't do this, it's not going to spray properly or spray in the wrong angle. So you kind of just want to line it up to the back sticker here where it says clean daily. Once you do that, you're done with that. And I'm ready to pull. The reason why you want to do that first is because if I do charge it with pre-treat and I don't have the nozzle, it's going to shoot a lot of solution in the tub and you're going to waste and ruin that solution. Okay, so go ahead and pull my end hose out of the cleaning solution. Till my hose is clear and empty. Then set those aside. And go ahead and put your pre-treat back here in the back and put both my hoses in. And then go ahead and hold my purge button. Tell that both lines are white with solution. And it's starting to spray into here. And then I can go ahead and hold it for about another 3 to 4 seconds to purge the rest of the water that may be in that line going to the nozzle. And then this solution I can then dump out of the tray. And if I wanted to make any adjustments or something, I can come back and do that without ruining any pre-treat. Because as long as this is clean, I could pour it back into my bottle. Okay? And again, I want to thank you for purchasing the SpeedTreater. And if there's any questions, please give us a call and we'll help you out over the phone. Thanks again.